Welcome to the Mountain Man Chronicles. Be comfortable with the uncomfortable. Live, learn, and explore. Welcome to day 3 of our adventures exploring Montana's mysterious ghost towns and other oddities. In today's adventure, we're going to step out to see a couple more ghost towns. 2 of them are going to be state parks. We're also going to explore some other areas. And then we're going to set up camp along another beautiful lakeside. This adventure has been a great one. And if you look in the description below, you'll find the links to the other 2 videos that we have as we explored many of the different ghost towns. Also went through Wicks Tunnel. As we go through this trip, it's been just outstanding. We've met new people, we've explored new areas, and truly lived an adventure. We are planning other trips with this team, and I'm looking forward to it. Day 7 camp. It's been just really beautiful camp out in the middle of Montana along a nice creek surrounded by canyons. We came down a really steep canyon yesterday. It was pretty tough. But overall, just awesome. Got to sleep by the water and listen to it as it flowed. That was nice. Dogs running around. Everybody seemed to have fun. It's nice actually going out with a crew of people, a little bit different, following people. But, you know, it has its advantages. Everybody gets along. We laugh around camp. We're just enjoying it. Just really nice. Really nice. A lot of fun. As we wrap up the chapter of yesterday's visits to Canyon Creek Kilns, this beautiful camp spot that was just outstanding. After 7 days, we've seen so much different territory. This was a great way to highlight just the beauty of Montana and its remote wilderness in a canyon valley that was challenging to get to, but still just a lot of fun. We're going to say farewell to the the kilns here. They're beautiful architecture, built in the 1880s, still standing tall today. Our next stop is going to be in Glendale. And Glendale was a small town, what's left of it, but at one time was a bustling town. Glendale was this town that we're visiting now. There wasn't much left of it. It was the home of the Consolidated Mining Company dating back to 1872. Part of this was like 4 towns kind of put together. Lion City, Trapper City, Galena or Glendale, and Hecla, all consolidated of these little towns. Not much left of it. A couple buildings. The smokestack was from the smelter that where the ore came from the kilns. Our next stop was Nevada City and Virginia City. Nevada City is a town what I call arrested decay. We visited several of these throughout our great nation. We've been to Bodie, California, and several others. What I liked about this one was the story behind it. Basically, through strip mining, they were just basically eating up towns and strip mining if they found ore there, and they did find ore nearby here. Nevada City was saved by one lady that refused to sell. In fact, her house is still standing on the property. And now it's become kind of a state park, kind of a mixture of things. You do have to pay to go in it, but all the buildings are original, and they are from all the different cities that are around here. So the original buildings that were moved here, left in, rebuilt back to the way they were. Basically took piece by piece and rebuilt them. So you can walk through these little houses, little buildings, school buildings, and see what it's like. And they're all decorated with what it would be like in the times. For example, there's an organ shop in there because they have the old organs, some of them that are just not around anymore. You can see in the pictures here. They have a sheriff's office, which shows what a sheriff's office was really like. Several other buildings that were quite unique. I really like Nevada City. I like towns in arrested decay like this because you truly get the feeling of what it was like to be out in the middle of Montana in a prairie town and, lived life like it was. There's even like the original brothels there and areas like that. Very interesting, really cool to see. Our next stop after leaving Nevada City was Virginia City. Virginia City was actually really interesting because it's still a town. If you've ever watched like old westerns and old areas like that, you'll see that they refer to Virginia City a lot. In fact, my wife and I were just watching, I believe it was either Gunsmoke or one of those. It may have been Wells Fargo or whatever the name of that show was. They were referring to Virginia City and telling the stories around just how rough it was during the gold mining era. Today, it's very much a regular town. A lot of tourist information, but actually really neat to see because they kind of walk that borderline between historic, where they had old buildings you could walk through, and modern, where you can go and have ice cream, have a nice dinner, and just go into town to play. I found that kind of unique. I hadn't visited a town like that. That was pleasant. We spent a complete day, almost to like 5 o'clock, with Virginia City and Nevada City, exploring that, and then we headed to our next destination, which was Willow Creek Reservoir. We actually tried 2 or 3 different spots before we knew we had an ideal camp spot. Kind of open plains, right next to the big reservoir. A lot of room for us to set up. We were worried, like I said, we stopped at 2 other places and we couldn't do it. As a group that night, we sat down and just kind of enjoyed each other's company. Sat around and talked because we knew, all of us, looming in our mind was this is the final few days we had on the trail. Tomorrow we all were kind of parting ways, doing our own things. 2 of them, or the majority of the group, was going to do caverns and go explore that. My wife had some previous experience that were not positive with caverns, so we were going to head off to the zoo and go into Bozeman and just play around there, which actually turned out to be a fun day for us. But it was the last day and the last night the crew was going to be together, and we all sat around. As the night went on, the clouds came in. We had a nice little campfire set up, and then, you know, as the clouds were coming in, we were slowing down and just enjoying the campfire. Fire's amazing. It's one of those things that brings out just basically the primal part of you that really, you know, kind of is part of overlanding in my mind. It was nice with this trip because everywhere we could go, we could set up an actual campfire, and we didn't have to have the gas pits. Although I love my tactical fire pit, you know, nothing beats wood and having a nice fire, and this is one of those cases. Later in the night, the thunder and lightning started to roll in, and that's what you're seeing here. We got some video of it. The lightning and thunder were just outstanding and put on an evening light show for us. I managed to capture some glimpses of it with my camera off in the distance. We did have a beautiful view of the mountains in the background, and then when the lightning came in, it just enhanced that view that much more. So I hope you enjoyed lightning here. It definitely made for an interesting night show. Going to the Museum of the Rockies, going to check out some big dinosaurs. Yay! It was our last day together. Fortunately, the teams had split up. One team went off to Lewis and Clark tunnels, or caverns, sorry, which I think was probably pretty interesting. We went into town, went into Bozeman to look at the Natural History Zoo. It did not disappoint. Looking at the dinosaurs, great exhibits. The dinosaurs being one of the biggest ones. You can see here just me playing around with the T-Rex. A lot of different critters, a lot of different information. This is probably the most critters that we saw throughout the whole trip, ironically. The second piece of the dinosaur was we were able to go into the Da Vinci exhibit, as well as just a Montana exhibit. Outstanding museum, a lot of fun to spend the day. We had lunch, and then we went back and met with the team. After the zoo, we spent a little bit of time in Bozeman and started our journey back to camp. It's bittersweet coming to an end on our final day. I think the sweet part was I enjoyed the journey. I enjoyed everything about everything we experienced. Tim did an outstanding job putting this together. The sweet part was that we were coming into taco night. We were all going to participate. We had one final communal meal where we all shared. It's a great way to end the trip, and one that I think really resonated well with me. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Overlanding is about to a journey, not the destination. So as an epilogue, I wanted to put in some pieces that did make it into the video. There was so much that we had to edit to get in here, and I wanted to put a little epilogue for a few minutes of just some videos of images, videos that we took along the way that were just outstanding, about spots we saw, things that we did. I hope you enjoyed it. It'll probably be about 3 or 4 minutes of video. Thanks. Yeah. Well, did you, that last mine we passed?
There you go.
I hear you, I hear you.
No, don't. They will hit your car. Just shut up. No, stop. Let her go. She's after the baby. There you go.
Is that what she was doing?
Yeah, she was gonna, yeah, you gotta be careful.
No, you need to go, Mom.
There you go. Good girl.
You take care of your babies. Yeah, she would not.
No, yeah, she would have stampeded your car.
Thank you again for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope you join us on our next 2 journeys that are coming up here shortly, as well as many of our other videos. Remember, most of all, as you get out there and experience what this great country has to offer. Live, learn, and explore. Again, thanks for joining. Remember to comment and like and subscribe to our videos if you want to see more. I appreciate it.